As a continuation of the Insurance 101 series we were doing as a blog on our website, I wanted to first talk about the property damage part of your car insurance policy. So as I said in the introduction to this, when you go buy car insurance in Florida, it's like a buffet basically. You have many different options that make up your car insurance policy. It's not a one-size-fits-all deal where you either have it or you don't. It's a la carte situation where you can go and purchase certain things. And I wanted to talk in this video about property damage. So what is property damage coverage and what does it mean? So when you buy car insurance, you get a declaration page as like basically your description of what you bought, okay? And I'm going to show you this behind here, but one of the things that you can purchase, and in Florida you have to purchase this, is called property damage coverage and property damage liability coverage. And in this particular example policy is $25,000, but Florida only requires that you have $10,000 of property damage coverage. So then you may ask, well, what does property damage coverage cover? It covers property that you damage when you're at fault in a car wreck and you cause the other person's personal property or real estate property to be damaged. So you may be asking, well, what does all that include? Well, obviously it includes the other person's car. That's property damage. It could include a mailbox or a structure. You can cause damage to real estate by, like your tires could cause the sod or the grass or the shrubs or the landscaping on someone's property to be damaged. That would be property damage. You could have an impact with somebody's cargo that's inside of a trailer, for instance. That's property damage. It's basically any personal property that you damage as a result of you being at fault for a car wreck. That's covered by property damage liability coverage. Now, that doesn't cover your property damage. A lot of people think, oh, I have property damage, so my property damage and their property damage will be covered. No, it doesn't. That's why it's called property damage liability. The liability for property damage is what the insurance company is basically selling you. They're going to pay for any liability you incur for property damage from a car wreck or a car event up to this amount. And in exchange, you're going to pay them, in this particular example, $181.30 for that particular part of the coverage. Florida only requires that you have $10,000 of property damage. So you might immediately think to yourself, well, heck, my car costs $15,000 or $20,000 or $30,000. What happens if that dude, that Yahoo that has $10,000, which is the minimum limits, remember, hits me? Guess what? You're only going to get 10 grand for your $30,000 car. And we're going to talk later in this series about other types of insurance you can purchase from the car insurance company that would help you in that circumstance. But that happens many times where the property damage liability number is 25 or 10, because that's the limits in Florida. You have to buy $10,000 of property damage liability, and most of them have the $10,000, and many times the car claim itself is worth more than that. Sometimes I have to tell people, look, you're going to be out of luck, unfortunately. Your car's worth 30, they only have 25 or 10, and therefore, guess what? You're only going to get 10 or 25, whatever the limits are, and you're going to have to make up the difference unless you've purchased that additional coverage that we're going to talk about in a different video. So that's property damage liability coverage. If you have questions about property damage liability coverage from a car wreck, you can find us on the web at zarzaurlaw.com, or you can call us at 855-HIRE-JOE. Thank you.